Hi, Fiona Lewis here from Super Savvy Business with this week's SEO and traffic news update. What I'd like to focus on today is your content on your site, and specifically your news or your blog content that you add on a regular basis. Are you really thinking about how you can utilize this to best serve the purposes of your site? In other words, create conversions. One thing that I do see on many websites is they have this great content, but at the end of it, there's no call to action. There's nothing clear or succinct about what you want the reader to do next. So for instance, on Super Savvy Business, there is a clear call to action for people to subscribe to my email list so that they can receive these weekly news video updates on a regular basis. That, of course, for me is beneficial because it is growing my database. So have a really clear think about what you want people to do once they have read your content. Is it that you want them to request a quote? Is it that you want them to pick up the phone and call you? Or perhaps, like me, you simply want to add them to your database so that you can develop a relationship with them. It's very important that you think about this. It's important that your website becomes a marketing tool and it's not just something that's sitting out in cyberspace collecting dust. Okay, so once you've got that clear in your head, the next question I want to pose to you is, what do you do with your content once you have posted it and it's gone live on your website? Is that the end of the story? Do you need to do more? Well, yes, you do. There's no point just putting that content on your website and hoping that people are going to find it, that they're going to stumble across your site. You need to take some very simple yet effective steps to broadcast it to the world that you have new content on your site. So, for example, are you using social media to broadcast and syndicate your content? It's very easy to have your social sharing buttons on your site, especially if you use WordPress websites, like the websites that we develop through Super Savvy websites. But you can have those social sharing buttons actually embedded on the page on your site. All you need to do then is click the like button. And then you have a little pop-up box which appears in which you can write a comment to broadcast your blog post to your personal page. But don't stop there. You should also have a business page where you can actually log into Facebook, go to your business page and add the link to this new content. Make sure that you add a comment to it, make it a thoughtful comment. Try to capture people's imagination and their attention. You might want to be a little bit controversial, ask for people's opinion or feedback on this new content that you have. I do recommend that you avoid any type of automation when it comes to your social media. This is something that you really need to be doing manually and doing yourself rather than being outsourced. I also recommend that you use Google Plus to broadcast your content, and you can actually use a fairly long comment to go with your link. Google Plus is really a nice idea to have a decent comment and then place your link. Don't forget LinkedIn as well. There are some great people around LinkedIn and great business owners, entrepreneurs. So even join some groups. You can broadcast your new content to groups that you've joined where your target market are actually hanging out. And of course, there's Twitter. Twitter is something that I avoided using for quite some time because I just simply did not relate to it. But when I got over that and I started to utilize it as just a regular part of my marketing campaign, I was amazed at how much traffic I started to get through Twitter. So don't be afraid to use it. Of course, the other player in the field of social media is Pinterest. Many of you may have heard of it, but if you haven't, Pinterest is a visual social media platform where people pin on pin boards images that they are interested in, hence the word Pinterest. So anyway, when it comes to your blog post, make sure you have a good quality image on your blog post. Now this could be something that you've taken with your iPhone, it could be a stock image, or like me, I now have an illustrator that works on part of my team, and we create individual and unique images which can be shared on Pinterest, which of course are watermarked, so if people share them then they see our branding. So that covers social media, but then there are plenty of other things that you can do to broadcast your message to the world that you have new content. For instance, there's bookmarking. You can use a service such as OnlyWire to bookmark several places at a time to spread your content out. You can also use your database to email them, alert them that you have new content, but always come from a space of providing really good value to your database. You don't want to abuse it and you don't want to annoy people. So make sure that your content is something that is worthwhile them clicking on the link to go and check out. Otherwise, you'll soon find that they will unsubscribe. Finally, the only other thing which I'll cover for today's video is that you can perhaps connect with other people in your niche through social media and let them know that you have this great content, especially if you've mentioned their name in their content. But this is all about relationship building. You don't just approach someone out of the blue and say, hey, can you share my content? If you had a really good strategy in social media, you should be actually making connections with people within your niche, and you share their content, they share yours. So they're just a couple of ideas. The final thing I'd like to touch on in today's video are some SEO myths. Now, there have been a lot of changes with the search engines and in particular Google this year, and there are some myths that really just aren't true that you should be aware of. First of all, putting your keywords in the meta tags. It really isn't going to be helping you. So you might want to put them in, but don't put them in there under the illusion that they're going to help you. The other myth which I'd like to cover is having the keyword in your page description. Now, this doesn't necessarily help you with your ranking. However, if you are ranking for a particular keyword and you have that keyword in your description, those words are going to be placed in bold, which is going to grab the attention of the person who's performed the search and alert them to the fact that your content is relevant to what they've searched for. So I still do recommend that although it doesn't have a direct effect on your ranking of your site, it can potentially help with your click-through rate for people who are performing searches. The next myth I'd like to cover on is the idea that having keywords in your domain name is going to help you rank. Well, yes, that might have been the case once upon a time, but exact match domains really aren't going to help you with ranking. You must still have really good quality content on your site that is relevant to your keywords. So don't think you can just rest on having an exact match domain. Matt Cutts came out recently and there was a big change, and he stated categorically that exact match domains are not going to help you with your ranking. The next myth I'd like to cover on is the idea that you can stuff your keyword through your content on your page and that is going to help you to rank. Well, in fact, that's going to go against you and in fact damage your site. So please, please, please be careful. Do not try and stuff your keyword many times into your page, or worse still, think that stuffing 10 different keywords into your page is going to help you rank. It's better to have one page of highly relevant, good quality content that is really geared towards one keyword rather than having 10 keywords stuffed on a page. Create 10 different pages with one keyword per page. That is a much, much better way to go. Finally, for our video today, and the last myth I'm going to cover, is the idea that you need to have as many links as possible pointing to your new content. Look, let's look at it this way. It's better to have a smaller amount of good quality links than hundreds or thousands of poor quality spammy links coming from sites that really don't have any authority or value in the search engine's eyes. So we need to step away from some of this old thinking and really start to focus on the idea that it's all about quality, 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 quality content, quality links. Please get that into your head. My name is Fiona Lewis. This has been the Super Savvy Business Weekly SEO and Traffic News Update, and we will see you again next week.